Good evening and welcome back to the Cut Network. I'm Ethan Briggs.
And I'm Elizabeth Shively. Thank you for joining us.
Before we jump into this week's stories, let's discuss some news happening around the world. This week, the PGA Tour takes on TPC Scottsdale in the Waste Management Phoenix Open. The biggest names in the sport will be there, including Jordan Spieth, Jon Rahm, and Brooks Koepka, to name a few. The famous 16th hole is ready for some great golf this weekend, and so are we. In Flint, Michigan, a new art exhibit seeks to explore perceptions and biases of black men in America through black and white pictures and interviews. The photographer, Jerry Taliaferro, has done an exhibit like this before with black women called Women of a New Tribe, which explored some of the same ideas. The exhibit will run through April 16th, 2022.
In other news, Connecticut, Delaware, New Jersey, and Oregon have set dates to end indoor school mask mandates by the end of March due to the country's slow and steady recovery from COVID-19. The 2022 Winter Olympics are happening in Beijing, and the amount of confirmed COVID cases among the athletes have decreased since initial arrival. The average quarantine period is 7 days inside the Olympic bubble, where athletes are kept in isolation.
Moving on to our local news, this week's episode ranges from local festivals to national news. And to start it off, the Futuristic Females exhibition, which returned for February's edition of First Friday. Snood City showcased female artists, and Cut reporter Lauren Avenatti has the story.
I'm here at Snood City's second ever Futuristic Female Showcase. Tonight we have a display of all female and female identifying creators. From art to live music to even a popcorn car, there's something for everyone to enjoy the day.
Snood City is an immersive art experience that encourages the freedom of expression through different art forms. Recently, they have transitioned from a neon shop into a style shop, where 5 women are selling their craft to the public, including crochet and tarot readings. Several other female artists with a range of talents came together to ring in the grand opening. I got the chance to talk to fire artist Pauline Jasmine.
Snood City Snood Style Shop is hosting vendors, music, live painters, muralists, and performers that are all female. So kind of showcasing futuristic females. Had a little too much fun with fire growing up, and now we play with it now and dance with flame. Kind of embody that.
There were also several vendors along Grand Avenue, where the event was taking place. I got to talk to Nikki Santagati.
Hey, well, my name is Nikki, and I'm a topical herbalist. I make natural herbal skincare and home care products all by hand, and everything is ethically sourced and fair trade to the best of my abilities. It was important that I'm listening to the community, but also a lot of these products that I've made are also developed for either myself or somebody I know.
The true star of the show, however, was a car that is being transformed into a literal popcorn ball. I talked to the owner of this vehicle, Claire Ploppett Johnson.
That I designed with my brother. We're both visual artists, and we basically got together. We made the base out of a bunch of signpost wood, and then we got together with some friends. They all spray foamed this car down. So what the car started as, it's Kia Soul, and then what we did, we ended up taking a truck topper, putting that on the top of the car, lighting it all up, and then we basically just designed, we pre-sculpt, we don't really plan much, we didn't do any concept drawings of this thing, and we just started working on it, and it is what it is today. So now I'm trying to sell popcorn on it, and seeing how that goes. So it's my first time actually selling anything visible out of the car.
The Snood City Style Shop is now open on Grand Avenue in downtown Phoenix. This is Lauren Avenatti reporting for the Cut.
Now that is a cool story. This weekend is the Super Bowl we've all been waiting for. The Rams and Bengals are facing off, and our sports reporter Dylan Pescator is here to tell us just exactly what to expect.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Ethan. It's the biggest week of football of the year. Excitement is increasing, and both teams are gearing up for the big game on Sunday night. Let's start with the LA Rams, a team that made a few midseason improvements that have paid off already. They acquired Odell Beckham Jr. and Von Miller before the trade deadline, and both have drastically helped LA this year. Beckham on offense, Miller on defense. Number 2 wide receiver Robert Woods tore his ACL in Week 11, and Beckham has done a great job filling that role. The Bengals, on the other end, are at full strength for the game, however have a lot of things to button up to win their first Super Bowl ever. Joe Burrow and his LSU teammate Jamar Chase will lead the Cincy offense against the Rams defense that's only allowing 22 points per game in these playoffs. The key matchup to look out for will be the Cincy offensive line against Aaron Donald and the Rams defensive line. After allowing 9 sacks against the Titans, the Bengals had a bounce-back game against the Chiefs, but can they repeat it and lead the way for Cincinnati to taste success for the first time in history? We'll just have to see. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Dylan, for that preview. I know who I'm rooting for, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow, because, you know, I just love those guys. February is not only Super Bowl season, but it also marks the beginning of Chinese New Year, speaking of tigers. On February 1st, we entered the Year of the Tiger, and Phoenix sure does know how to celebrate. Cut reporter Phoenix Bednar has coverage of the Asian festival.
Thank you, anchors of the cut. My name is Phoenix Bednar, and I am standing right here, right now, in Mesa, the Asian Festival.
This festival was set up to celebrate the Year of the Tiger. There were several performances and vendors. One of the vendors, May Lynn Davis, explained what she had hoped for this festival.
Our main goal is to collaborate, commemorate, and celebrate the Asian communities. And with this type of event where we can get all the different Asian communities together and we can educate people about our heritage.
A local attendee enjoyed how the festival represented a range of cultures.
I think it represents every culture very well, ranging from Filipino to Japanese to Chinese, and all of those.
Wen Ko and Steve Kaplan founded the Asian Festival, and they spoke about its future.
We're not sure yet, but everybody's asking me, even the government asking me that we'll see what we want to do.
Yeah, so we're hoping to do this next year. There's a lot of factors. I thought location is brilliant, but some of it is up for sale. I don't know what the developers are using, and when we do it, we want to make sure we do it big, and it's really nice being close to like whales, so people can actually take it in.
Right. Thank you both so much for this festival and for giving your time.
Well, that's it for me. I better head home before my wallet takes a massive hit from all the stuff I've purchased. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you, Phoenix, for that coverage, and what an awesome event to promote a better understanding of Asian countries and cultures. Moving on to the entertainment world, it is no surprise that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's divorce has been anything but smooth. Our entertainment reporter, Maria Staubs, has the story.
Thanks, Elizabeth and Ethan. I am Maria Staubs, here with your latest news from the entertainment world. It has been almost 1 year since Kim Kardashian filed for a divorce from Kanye West, and things have only gotten messier after Kanye shared an Instagram post of their daughter North on TikTok asking what to do about North being put on TikTok against his wishes. It didn't take long for Kim to address Kanye's, quote, constant attacks, in which she said through an Instagram story, quote, as the parent who is the main provider and caregiver for our children, I am doing my best to protect our daughter while also allowing her to express her creativity, end quote. In response, Kanye asked, what do you mean by main provider? And shared several Instagram posts criticizing Kim's parenting style and questioning the fairness of their joint custody agreement. Kanye has since deleted his posts about their feud, leaving fans to wonder if they resolved their issue in private. That's all for the latest Kim and Kanye divorce drama. Let's go back to the desk.
Thank you, Maria. Old Town Scottsdale held its 68th annual Parada del Sol parade last weekend. There were plenty of attractions to witness, but Cut reporter Madison Perales has the story of an old high school senior prank and the pranksters who were behind it.
I'm here at Old Town Scottsdale after watching the Parada del Sol parade.
There were several interesting attractions featured at this parade, such as high school bands, former Miss Senior Arizonas, a variety of floats, and lots of horses.
A lot of fun things happened at this parade, but one attraction particularly stood out. Let's take a deeper look.
The culprits of a 43-year-old prank was finally revealed at the parade last Saturday.
Back in 1979, the class of 79, as a senior prank, in the midst of midnight, we put a VW bug on top of the auditorium of the high school, unbeknownst to anybody. Everybody the next morning, how did that VW bug get up there? It took 3 months before they figured out we might just get a crane and take it down. But that was our senior prank, so we thought we'd get that bug again and relive, the legend lives again, and so we entered the 79 VW bug back into the Parada del Sol parade with a few instigators that were all a part of that process 42 years ago.
This legendary senior prank left the class of 79 wondering how the pranksters got the car up there in one piece. Around 40 high school seniors got together and used ladders as the main way of moving the Volkswagen Bug. Steve Beck explains more.
Used as ladders and as slides to get the bugs up. We flipped them on the roof and then we had guys on the roofs pulling them up, and we had people down on the bottom, and we stacked up picnic tables, so they were climbing on there and then lifting them up at the same time.
While this parade was filled with dancing and cheering, seeing the VW Bug and the instigators that started it all will be something that the class of '79 will never forget.
For The Cut, I'm Madison Corrales.
Well, those pranksters sure know how to keep a secret. That's it for this week's episode. You can catch us back here next week, but for our latest coverage, you can visit the Cut Network on YouTube.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at @the_cut_network for a behind-the-scenes look at our content.
Thank you for watching, and have a good night.